In 2025, Upwork reported over $780 million in revenue, around $4 billion in gross service volume, and 785,000 active clients. That means that there is real money on the platform, but there's also real competition. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through everything you need to know about Upwork in order to make money consistently. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Riad. I am a consultant data scientist and I'm a top-rated plus freelancer on Upwork, and I've earned over $80,000 on the platform within the past 18 months only. By the way, you can see all the chapters of the video just in here or in the timestamp, so if you have anything that you were more interested in, you can jump straight to it. Upwork offers a lot of different jobs and they're in different job categories, but the ones that are mostly available on the platform are software development, designing, sales and marketing, admin support, writing, accounting, engineering, data science, analytics, AI. These are the ones that are mostly available on the platform. On Upwork, you have two types of jobs. You have the hourly jobs and you have the project-based jobs. So the hourly is when the client pays you ongoing on a project per hour. So you get $30 an hour to support some ongoing analytics for the next 3 months. Or you have the project-based projects where you pay to deliver a project. Let's say I hire you to build a mobile app for me and we agree on a price, let's say $5,000 when you deliver that project. Yes, we can split it into milestones. For example, we're going to have 5 different milestones and each milestone is $1,000. So as soon as you finish one, you receive $1,000, the second one, $1,000, and so on. To apply for jobs on Upwork, you need connects. Connects are like tokens that are used on the platform in order for you to apply for jobs. For many new freelancers, this is the most annoying part because you feel like you need to spend money in order to apply. And usually a job will cost you between $1 to $4, depends on how many connects are required for the job. And this can be a little bit of a pain for people that are just starting out because they feel like they need to spend some money in order to get anything. The good news here is that if you have a better strategy, you only filter to apply to the best possible jobs, you write really good proposals, you have an optimized profile, you have some reviews, then it's much easier to get those projects. But if you apply to any random project, then yes, you're going to end up spending a lot of money and maybe with very little responses. Upwork is really good in terms of how you can filter for jobs. They have such a comprehensive list of filters and a lot of people don't leverage them. They just type a keyword like machine learning and they start directly scrolling through the projects and applying to the jobs that pop. But there are a few filters that really can make all the difference. And the top ones for me are clients with minimum 4 stars and minimum $100,000 spent on the platform, jobs that were published within 24 hours and ideally even less, and job descriptions and the expectations of the project have to be clear. For me, these are the top 3 that are non-negotiable. Of course, there are more. I made a video on the top 10 filters that I use on Upwork in order to filter to only those golden projects and avoid all the rest. And you can find it in the description or I will link it just here for you so you can go and watch it after this. So when you choose a job, you need to then write a proposal. A proposal or a cover letter is how you're going to convince the client to hire you. So on Upwork, you won't be necessarily sending your CV. You're going to be writing a cover letter on why do you think you're the perfect person for that job. Then the client is going to read it, look into your profile, and make a decision whether they want to speak to you further or just skip. So when your client sees your profile, the first things that they see is the title, for example, data scientist or machine learning expert, the first 2 lines of the profile description. So make sure you optimize those first 2 lines really well. They're able to see the job success score, which is available on your profile. They can see the earnings and the work history and also reviews and badges. And reviews are quite important, but when you're just starting out, you just need to build up to get those. A simple way to structure your proposals would be introduce yourself very briefly. Everything is already available on your profile. Just explain your job title, years of experience, then explain how you've solved the same problem before, how you would solve it for them, add some credentials like your LinkedIn profile, YouTube channel, blog, whatever you have, GitHub, repository, portfolio, anything like this that gives you more of a trust and impact with the clients. and then just a simple call to action, book a call with me and we can discuss it further. I usually always include these, and it doesn't have to be massive. It can be very compact, but when you answer these, the clients quickly understands who you are, how you've solved this before, how you would solve it for them, some credentials, and a call to action. And that's how you can write really good proposals. Next is profile optimization. And this has two benefits. One is when you apply for a job, the client can go and look at your profile, which enhances your proposal. And second is that clients can find you organically via SEO. When they type for certain keywords, they need to be able to find you ideally. So your profile is like your resume on Upwork. You need to have a clear headline, a clear description. If you have projects, include them in there. If you have a portfolio, include it in there. And those are very important to optimize. On Upwork, same as when you go to an e-commerce website like Amazon, people look at reviews. That's quite important. We look at reviews for clients because we want to work with clients that are trustworthy. Clients also look at reviews when they try to hire a freelancer because it just makes sense. It's just, if people trusted that person before, then it's easier for me to trust. So on your profile, the client will see the reviews, the badges, and the job success score. The way reviews work is very simple. When you finish a project with a client and you close the project, or the client closes the project, you receive an email from Upwork asking you to leave a feedback. So basically you leave either 4 stars, 5 stars, and then you can add on top of it a comment. It's not necessary, but it's always a nice thing to add. And sometimes you can even ask the client before closing the project, if you enjoyed working with me, just say, can you please just leave a nice testimonial or review for me? It will help me land more clients in the future. And usually clients, they never mind, especially if you delivered good quality work. On Upwork, there are a few badges that are assigned to you automatically by Upwork. And that depends on how many clients you've worked with, how active you were, how much you've earned recently. And that just shows an extra level of credibility for clients that understand that you're active currently on the platform and it's worth for them to spend time speaking to you and explaining to you their project. Initially, you start with a Rising Talent badge. And this is when you just have your profile well set up, you just start working with your first client, you have over 90% of job success score, which is basically if you just do 2 projects and do them well, you can already have the Rising Star badge. The next badge is the top rated badge. And this one already signals that you're a strong performer on the platform. You need over 90% of job success score and at least $1,000 earned within the last 12 months on the platform, and usually even some sort of ongoing project. Then you have top rated plus, which is the one that I have at the moment. And this is usually for freelancers that have either strong results or that have been working with a client or clients for a long time. This is usually when you've earned over $10,000 within the last 12 months and at least one large contract within the last 12 months without negative outcomes. And the last one is called expert vetted. And this one is more advanced. It's just the top 1% and you go through some interviews and things like this. So this one is not assigned automatically by Upwork. Upwork also takes fees from the client side and the freelancer side. And these are things that you should be aware of. For the freelancer fees, it's usually between 0 and 15%. In my experience, I've mostly had 10% roughly. So whenever I earn, let's say $1,000, Upwork will take $100 automatically from my earnings. And for the client fees, it depends on whether they have a basic subscription or a pro subscription. It's either 5 or 10% usually, but this might change, so always look into the documentation. A lot of people that speak to me about this complain about the fact that Upwork takes a lot of percentage. 10% is quite a bit from everything that you've earned, but it's a platform that secures your payments and it builds trust. When people see how much you've earned and how many projects you've delivered, they're more willing to work with you instead of you having a separate portfolio somewhere. Yes, you might save 10% of the income, but you get much less opportunities. So for me, it's a trade-off that I'm willing to take. And a very important point in here is what payments Upwork does protect for you as a freelancer. And this is something that you need to be really careful about. So as we mentioned, there is the hourly pay and there is the project-based pay. So on the hourly, there are 2 different ways. One of them is protected and one of them is not. So when you work with a client and you manually input the hours that you worked, Upwork by default doesn't protect you because you went and you manually plugged the hours. So if the client comes and tries to dispute the hours that you worked, they usually win 100%. But if you use the hourly tracker provided by Upwork, Upwork then protects the hours that you've worked, even if the client tries to dispute. And on the project-based side, when you split your work into milestones and when you get paid for certain milestones, then Upwork will usually protect your payments as well. If you're interested to see all this in action, I've created a 2-hour Upwork masterclass to become a top 1% freelancer on the platform. I share all the tips, all the resources, everything that I do myself in order to get big clients and earn consistently from the platform. So if you're interested, I will leave the link in the description below. There's a 30% coupon that you can use, Upwork 30, so that you can get 30% on the checkout. I hope you find value in it. If not, I hope this video gave you a lot of things that you can go and optimize today in order for you to earn via freelancing, either as a side income or even as a main income. Thank you for watching.